Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to our cleanup crew scenario for our Cities Skylines. Here you can see one of the areas we worked upon in the last episode. All our emergency services for helicopter services. We have our disaster response, mail sorting offices, and a road depot and park maintenance buildings. So that is everything in there. And we said that next time we were going to come up here and do a little bit of work on our waste management system, our water waste management system. So what we shall do to work on this is open up the canals. If we can find where it is. Here we are. We will take a middle depth wide canal. We're going to run it up the length of the highway, and then we will curve it into the body of water itself. We will pause the game, delete both of these, and continue this canal in this way. Now if we just unpause the game for a second, see what the water does. The plan here is going to be to pop our improved eco water treatment plants in here. And we can only fit them on one side of the road. It's slightly annoying, but that should be enough. In fact, I'm going to move them so that we can get one more in. And yes, I do have Move It installed, but I am still trying to play this as vanilla as possible. We've got more than enough money to be doing this sort of thing with. I've lost where we are. Eco power plant, one more. And we are going to hook this up with the piping as well. Always necessary. Now this appears to be where I was confused last time. You see, with this open, it's white. With this closed, it's not white. I think that was the error I had with the roads. And of course we do need to see the other pipes to get this to work. So that is a wastewater treatment system. However, if we open up our pollution tab, you will see it is already an improvement upon our current water system. And we're going to make this even more efficient now by going here into the floating garbage collector. Oh, they don't like the canals, do they? That's annoying. Right, I wonder if we can delete that and do this with terraforming instead. So let's take, what is this, level terrain. Let's level this within here. Bigger brush, that will help. What are you? Brush strength, more brush strength as well. That should work there. We'll do something similar over here. Too much soil, piss. So we can actually dump some of that in there. And reduce it there. Let's see what that has done. It may or may not be that this links together, but we definitely have an outing here. So our original plan was to put these floating garbage connectors right at the edge. You know what? That should work. Okay, let us just fiddle with the terraforming a little bit more. I'm not even sure that needs to be as wide, but it is now. We want to dump some ground. That's going the wrong way. Yes, let's stick some more earth up here. Last thing we want is our road to flood. To be fair, I don't believe it is. Right, what is that doing to our water system? Absolutely nothing, because we've got no power. It's interesting why people aren't complaining about sewage. Why? Oh, we are further down the map. So let's link you up. That should fix the sewage problems, and now this should start to pour. Now, is it going to pour over the left side, the right side, or straight through the middle? That I can't actually tell at this stage. And it does feel slightly backwards, not facing the road, but it is what it is. That water's just goes straight over the top. Damn. This isn't turning out exactly as I wanted, but we can persevere nonetheless. Put some floating garbage collectors around here. Now they do cost quite a bit of money. But I am now thinking, if we look at the pollution, there is pretty much no water coming out of there. And originally I was even thinking to have one canal come into another canal where we get rid of all these water towers and suck up fresh drinking water. And we will see if that can come to fruition or not. So we may need to let that run a little while, see just how much of this leak clears up. It's not going anywhere, so, you know, fingers crossed. In fact, that's a very good point. How come, if we've been putting our waste into here so often, how come this hasn't overflown? Interesting. Anyway, given time, that will hopefully be a much better solution for the water. What else do we need to tackle in this episode? What is red here? University is red. Public libraries are not very happy. Really? Is that not enough sewage treatment? That doesn't seem right. What are our budgets like? All 100%. Well, we may need to put in a second water treatment plant. Look at the colour difference already. Let's put in the exact same thing over the other side. Let's see if I can learn something from previous mistakes. Didn't need to be as wide as it was before. So it could just be that width there. There is no nearby road. So I have to put that one in the lake itself rather than coming out to the side. Will that work, or have I just made a complete and utter idiot of myself there? I mean, to be fair, I'm doing that by creating YouTube videos. It doesn't seem to mind that they are completely submerged. And by completely submerged, I mean completely submerged. I have no idea what I was even thinking there. I meant to put my canal in up here. But does that work? Let's link it up and see. To the pipes. I think that's going to work. The question will be, can I get electricity to it? Doesn't usually like me building on water. It's going to let me do it. That is functioning water treatment facility. It's not yet. Oh, did I put in the right ones? I did, the eco-friendly ones. They're working. It's not yet as clean as over here, but that is working. And we've got a helicopter refilling. Oh, he's filling up with the filthy water. I do not want to be the poor soul who needs to be rescued by that helicopter. Right, let's go back to our floating garbage. And that is going to work as well. And finally, we have a situation whereby our money is semi back in control. So over here, I almost think you could suck water from that to drink if we wanted to. But while all this is here, we're not going to do it just yet. We are going to leave in our water towers. However, we are at the stage now whereby we can add in more housing. It's potentially because we've got a death wave. Let me check our cemeteries. We do have, I believe, crematoriums all over the place. Maybe not enough. Well, it says we do. It does say we do. Let's put another couple just to be safe. Where can I put you? I don't think we need to worry about the crematoriums. They're doing a decent job. So back to housing. We can still afford to put housing and transport down this area. And same coming up east from here as well. So those might be the areas in which we focus on for our next batch of houses. So if we grab a road, we can achieve that now. So I'm just going to draw around that tree area. We may reserve that for future builds. And in here could be a fairly substantial housing area. And I don't like the way that curve finishes off. Much smoother. I don't like the way that road connected in there. So we're not going to be too neat with this area. It is not the series to be neat in. Come on. I say that and I fuss trying to get this to work perfectly. So far, so good. Let's get rid of that. And we can fit more in here yet. Keep the grid area close to the other grid area. And we'll play about elsewhere. Okay, that looks like a fairly interesting little pattern. Lots of houses are required. However, let's put in enough things to make this nice for all of the residents. Put in a fairly sizable park. Oh, we don't need anything too big in here. Winter market. You know where that would actually suit? That would suit this local and organic produce section up here. What else do we have to use? Temple complex. No, thank you. Football stadium we can actually think about in the future if we want to. But maybe not for this. Let's put in another flurry of parks. Let's get some big ones. We've got some beefy areas to fill. Perfect. Let's get one over here as well if we can. So that area should be absolutely fine for parks and entertainment. Transport we will do in a second. Schools. I might as well just click down here. We do need a university. That university there was actually a very good spot. Where would be a wise idea to put another one? Down here in the service area. Would that work? Maybe. We could kid on this is a study area for one of the services we have down here, and what we'll do is link it up with, you've guessed it, our public transport. If it fits. Oh yes, it does. Perfect. University in almost the middle of nowhere. A business university. What else should we put in this here? Oh, you technically serve as a university as well. Or are you the public library? Alternative to university, alternative to high school. So now let's get, oh dear, our public library usage is horrendous. So we're going to stick in quite a lot of these. I've built up area over here without a good library. Oh, we need to find a way to put one in here as well. And I think we're going to do a separate road to do so. We must be breaking through something important there. Public library can go in here. Right, that should help with the education. Right, is there any other important things we should be putting in here? We are going to need to worry about more garbage soon. But we could use another university still. We'll think about it. We will definitely think about it. Population still rising nicely. I am glad there's no time limit on this, because otherwise I would be struggling, I think, with how much I'm dilly-dallying. Next up, housing. I don't necessarily want to put houses on this very back road, or indeed the road that runs up through the middle here. We might need to put some shops in there, because what usually happens after you build lots of houses, you need to build them somewhere to shop, some commercial. So that is all I'm going to stick in there. And now, oh, this is busy. This is very busy. And adding in those houses is only going to make it worse. Let's give them a decent roundabout. They can't walk over this area anyway, so it's not really going to affect any walkability. Do we need to stick in a roundabout here as well? Don't need to, but we will. Okay, time to... We've got a clog of trains as well, just noticed. these trains both going into the same platform? I reckon they are. And I'm not 100% sure how to change that unless we just make one big line. But this is an annoying backup. You're going to get in. You are. Let's give ourselves one more attempt to try and make one of these go to a different lane. I don't think we can. What's this train doing? This train just went to a different lane. Why are the others not? Stop. I don't know if I've fixed that or not. We will check it once we build the next. So we'll actually give our people water and electricity before we do that, just before they actually leave. Right, platforms. So we have one line come down, it actually services this area here, and it wouldn't be too bad if we gave people another option, although here might be as close as we need to be. Can that you rotate round? We can. That may be all we need there. And then, considering we might put shops down this area here, let's stick you in there, you in there. And we did promise ourselves we'd get one over in this area by our university. And it doesn't really leave many other spots. Which makes me think, should I do something a little bit more of a snake to cover more areas? Or will the people in this area walk to the stations? I think they will. I think these people will walk that distance. So no, we're going to leave that as it is. We'll add in our tracks with the curve tool. This one is going to have to be a bit of a snake. It does feel like we're missing a trick here, but it is still serviced, so no, we're going to continue it straight into our multi-station. There we go. Let's see if we can do the lines. Did this fix? I think not, because we've got a train waiting here. And a train waiting there. And you're in there. Let's see if this line does the exact same thing. Oh, there's another of the mods rearing its head, the auto color line mod. Doesn't do anything other than auto change the color for me. Now that's worked. That's got a platform per line. So I'm going to delete one of these lines and redo it. I don't know which one's which. This must be line 4. It is. I'm going to delete line 4. And we're going to see if we can put this in a fashion whereby it works. That's worked as well now. God only knows what the problem was last time when we built those lines, but that is now positive. 2 trains able to stop at once. And the auto lane colour did a piss poor job of that. Oh, apparently it also renames the stations as well. Different naming system. Let's just get them all different colours. There we go, we can tell them all apart much easier now. And I'm quite sure that also means different coloured trains should we ever bring them up above ground. So, somewhat extensive metro network doing its job. Population still steadily increasing, which is what we want. This area down here really lacking workers. I think it's time to give these guys a little bit of a boost. We'll get some roads that connect close to their area. In fact, we might even get another road. Comes this way. Oh, that's very close. So if you work in this area and you now want to get there through a method that is not the metro system, there's a nice easy way. If you live here, cut straight over. And then hopefully these guys will not be complaining about the lack of workers. Might also be, well, we do have our metro to get people from this train station into the city. And we could still expand also. Alright, I'm going to have a little think of what we could be doing next. I've just found out what we're going to be doing next. We can stick another university down here. And we can kid on it as an agricultural university. I'm a genius. Can even make it the nice looking one. So stick you in there. It makes them happy. I don't know why, but it makes them happy. And it's still not made this bloody thing green. Why not? Well, now it has. Right, ladies and gents, we stop here. As you can see, we are still making, that's the wrong button, still making progress towards our goals, whereby we are looking for 75,000. We've increased by 10,000 the last couple of episodes. Health, still good. Not worried about it yet. Far from reaching our failure conditions. So, ladies and gents, please do take care, look after each other, and we'll see what happens next. Ciao.